What's going on, everybody? It's Professor Gnome, and today we're going to be taking a look at Archaludon EX, which is a really fun card because it's a Assemble Alloy ability where when you play it from your hand to evolve it, you can take 2 basic Metal Energy from your discard pile and attach them to any Pokemon you like, which means we're able to attack with the Metal Defender attack very easily, even though it costs 3 energy. One of the other things that's kind of nice, it doesn't always come up, but it does sometimes, where with the Metal Defender, it makes it so your Pokemon have no weakness when your opponent attacks on the following turn. So like things like Radiant Charizard can't hit you for weakness, which is actually pretty nice and comes up pretty often. The Duraludon that we're actually playing with it is going to be the one with the Raging Hammer attack, which is 80 damage plus 10 more damage for each damage counter on your Pokemon. We can actually utilize the old Relicanth with its Memory Dive ability, allowing us to use the attacks of our previous stage evolutions. So a lot of times it takes 1 to 2 or so attacks into our Archaludon to even have a chance of knocking it out, because we're going to be able to make it pretty bulky. And because of that, having the ability to attack with kind of the additional rage is really nice. One of the other things we're pairing it with is a card that I saw Tricky Jim playing with it. I believe that's who did it, and I really liked the idea, so I've been testing it out myself, and it's actually pretty good. And that's Zamazenta V with Zamazenta VSTAR. And this is really good because you get the Regal Stance ability, where in your early game, what you're able to do is you can discard your hand and draw 5 cards, and that ends your turn. So it pretty much gives you like a supporter on turn 1, as well as in later turns if you don't have a play you can actually make. It also has the Revenge Blast attack for 120 damage, and then 30 for each prize card your opponent has taken, so it functions as a nice rage attacker or revenge attacker. But one of the main things that we're looking for is actually the Zamazenta V-Star, where it has the Shield Star ability, where during your turn you can use this ability, where during your opponent's turn all your Pokemon take 100 less damage. This is huge, especially in certain matchups, whether it be Charizard EX. If you're down to like a single prize, they would be able to knock you out even if you have on a Rigid Band or something like that. So with the Shield Star, you can get by that. It also helps a lot in a lot of different matchups, even something like a Raging Bolt matchup where they have to discard a whole bunch of energies. It's pretty much, it becomes much harder to knock out your Archaludon in the active if they even need to bypass 400 HP, which is crazy. One of the other things we're doing to boost this up is we're also using the Rigid Band to take 30 less damage, and then we also have the Full Metal Lab to take an additional 30 less damage. So with all of this stuff applied, it's actually 460 HP to get past our Archaludon, which is pretty much impossible. One of the other things too is we're also running the regular Zamazenta. It has the Metal Shield, so it takes 30 less damage. So again, you can boost this up with the Full Metal Lab, making it take 60 less damage, which gives it essentially 190 HP, which is kind of nice. It also has the Retaliate attack, which we're able to utilize pretty easily thanks to the Archaludon's ability, where what we're able to do is power it up, bring it in, and then it does 100 damage, but it does an additional 120 damage if a Pokemon was knocked out the turn before. So as a 1-prize revenge attacker, it's really nice. This used in combination with like a boss's orders to pull up something like Fezandipiti is really powerful. So yeah, one of the other things that we're running is the Professor Turo scenario. This is mostly just to pick up the Archaludon, because we don't really care if the energy goes to the discard pile or anything like that, because we can just replace it later on. And so with the fact that it takes 2 hits on average to knock out our Archaludon, we can just loop it and make it really frustrating for our opponent. But that's pretty much the list, so we'll jump into the game in a second. But I just want to give a special shout out to the channel members. Thank you again so much for the additional level of support. And yeah, all the standard YouTube stuff. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. And don't forget to let me know what decks you want to see covered in a future video down in the comment section down below. And also, just because of, 'tis the season, stuff like that, I want to give a special, little holiday cheer. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. I wanted to make sure that I got this video up for Thanksgiving. If you're off with your family and eating food and all that kind of stuff, that's great. I hope you have a wonderful time, but, I know that not everybody has somewhere to go on these kind of holidays, or, you know, if you have to go, you may not want to be there. So, you know, for the next, like, hour or 40 minutes, or however long this video is, you know, we'll keep each other company. So, yeah, I just thought I wanted to make sure that I got this video out for Thanksgiving, for all my, you know, viewers who celebrate it. And if you don't, and it's just a regular day for you, that's cool too. We'll hang out for the next, however long this video ends up being. But yeah, that's just about it, and I'll see you guys all in the next video, or in the next video as well, but in game number 1 in a moment, and I'll see you guys there in a second. Peace. Alright, we're into game number 1, and we're going to be going first. We open Duraludon, some energy and things like that. So we're not in a bad spot. We're not in the spot we'd love to be in, but that's okay. We see Charcadet, sorry. Actually, that's not bad, because one, it's going to be pretty hard for them to hit the damage numbers they need, especially because of the fact that, like we discussed before, one of the issues that they're going to run... Sorry, I had to burp. That was weird. One of the issues that our opponent's going to run into is the fact that they are only going to be able to do so much damage, since our weakness is kind of mitigated, or not really going to matter. We'll go Regal Stance here in order to get ourselves a new hand. This is actually pretty good for us. We have an additional energy as well as the Full Metal Lab to use, as well as a research where all we have to do is find ourselves Archaludon, or we can find ourselves the... if we're able to find ourselves the Ultra Ball or something like that, that will also work for us just fine. But between the Full Metal Lab and our opponent's inability to hit us for weakness, we'll be in a pretty good position. Also with Zamazenta VSTAR's ability available, that'll also be very, very powerful for us. They are going to have Squawkabilly, which is something we can boss up later and take 2 prizes off of. We see a Jet Energy that will do... It will be able to hit us for 70 damage more often than not, because they're playing 4 Pokemon, or... Wow. Unlucky there. Interesting to be seeing the Hoot Hoot, though. Ultra Ball, some energy away. Radiant Greninja. If they don't get the stadium, that's really big for us. Oh, what does the Chatot do? Hey, I was reading that. Bring that back. Search your deck for 3 basic Pokemon, put them on your bench. Oh. I don't feel like that's very good. Oh, cool. So, we're able to top deck the Archaludon, which is nice. We'll go Full Metal Lab down. We'll... How many energy do we have in the discard pile? Only 1. Okay. So, we do have to attach, unfortunately. I didn't really want to do that, but it's what we got to do. We'll be able to put the energy onto our Archaludon to be able to start attacking. We'll drop the Zamazenta down and then go for the research. From here, what we'll do is go Rescue Stretcher, grab an energy back, go Nest Ball, and just prep one more Duraludon. So we can set that up next turn. From here, we'll go Metal Defense, or Metal Defender. Knock out the Fan Rotom, ignore our weakness. We get another energy. We'll be able to go Ultra Ball with the 2 energies away. And depending on how much damage they do to us is where our Rage Attack can come into massive play. So we see the Sterile Edge. Again, there's pretty much nothing they can do to knock us out between having the Rigid Band and the Full Metal Lab up. We see a concealed cards. Only 6 energy in the discard pile as is. And it's really more like 4, if you think about it, because again, we're ignoring 20 damage. So we're pretty much ignoring 2 of these energies and a little bit of the third. We can prep a new, like, our Revenge Attack Zamazenta as well. We'll see what we want to do. Because it'd be nice to have this out, is like, if we just have to knock out 1 Ceruledge, boss up 1 Squawkabilly, and then, like, take out, like, a Greninja or something, that would also be fine with us. Counter Catcher, kind of annoying. Because that does mean that we will lose out on our ability to use the Shield Star later. Because they do hit us for weakness here. If we had Shield Starred, we would have been totally fine, though. But, I mean, we couldn't know that going into it. We will be able to bring in Archaludon, though. I think what the play is from here is... we'll play this down. We actually don't want to play the other Archaludon, at least not yet. And the main reason for that is if they have boss's orders or something like that available, then all that happens is that they just boss it up and take a 2-prizer. When they shouldn't really be able to. So we just want to be able to, like, get the KO on this and reset. Brilliant Blunder. Because our main goal from from this point on is if we can get into an Iono, we'll be in a really, really good position. Especially if they take, like, 1 more knockout, go down to 2 prizes, we knock out the Ceruledge on the same turn that we drop, like, an Iono, and we'll be in a really good position. Whistle Flames for 230. Not enough to KO us. What we can do from here is go with the scenario, pick this up, bring this in, drop this back down, grab ourselves 2 more energy, where we get to deny a prize card. On the follow-up, place the energy back down, and then go Metal Defender again, turning off our weakness, getting the KO. 1, 2. And so now we're in a position where, again, they can't really KO us. If we get the attack off and we have to trade using our Zamazenta as a single prizer, that's, like, totally fine with us. Discard that for 2. They go boss's orders. They can pull up the Zamazenta if they want, but that's fine by us. It puts them to 3 prize cards, which is not enough for it to, like, really matter all that much. The Prime Catcher is kind of nice, because it does put us in a interesting position. I'm gonna play this down. I could go Archaludon Prime Catcher, knock out like the Charcadet or something, but I think at this point it's more beneficial just to hold. Go Metal Defender, turn off my weakness, be in a position that I can one-shot the Cerulege if they attempt to retreat it. With the Full Metal Lab up, there's still really no way. Like, they have to commit everything on this turn to get this knockout. And then I make Archaludon all over again, and I don't think they're going to be able to do it again. They go Pal Pad for Boss's Orders Iono. They don't want to play the Iono. Wow. Risky move. Very risky. Bring up another Cerulege. So that was a very interesting play, because we're in the exact same position now, and they just have even less to work with. I'm fine doing nothing here and just holding on to the Pokégear and the Nest Ball. I go Metal Defender here. Again, shutting off my weakness. Grabbing one more prize card. Which is an Earthen Vessel, which doesn't really matter, but all it's going to do is help thin my deck out. I have Ultra Ball in order to find myself the other Archaludon. They can go Boss's Orders, but that doesn't really matter. Another Iono. Okay, that's pretty big. Do they have energy? I was actually just about to say I don't even think they have enough energy in the deck anymore, because they already used all their all the Night Stretchers. Well, that works out. Again, that's one of the powers of, like, with Archaludon, like, as long as I didn't make another one that they could boss up to take for 2 prizes, we're in a constant situation where Cerulege, like, even though it does a ton of damage, as long as I have the Full Metal Lab up and the Rigid Band, like, in combination, they can never KO me. But as long as I have one or the other, I'm pretty much always good. They have to commit so much in order to get there that it's really hard to recover if they ever, like, falter from that position. But yeah, that's game number 1, and we'll jump into game number 2 in a second, and I'll see you guys there. Peace. Alright, we're into game number 2, and our opponent's going to be going first. We are going to mulligan, which is a little unfortunate because it does kind of show what we're playing. Not exactly with this hand, because, you know, we mulligan twice and it shows Archaludon. Never mind. They absolutely know what we're playing. Ooh, this is not good. I hate opening up with just Relicanth. But we can play our way out of it, especially depending on whatever deck we're going up against. We just see Mew. That doesn't tell us too much. Mew's run in a couple different decks. Probably, oh, okay. It's Raging Bolt. That's actually not that bad. Raging Bolt is an interesting matchup for us, specifically because of the fact that our low damage of Metal Defender is, like, not that big of a deal. Ooh, they also had a very bad turn. That also helps us out a lot. So we'll go Nest Ball, Duraludon. I think is probably our best play. Off rip. Go Rigid Band. We'll go Ultra Ball, get rid of this and this. Grab ourselves I think we want to grab ourselves a second Duraludon here. And even though that's like kind of bad, the main reason why I want to do that is because in the scenario where they have like a research in hand they just couldn't use yet. Oh, fire energy. Okay, so there's the research in hand, they just couldn't use that. It is Regidrago, which completely changes the whole thing. My biggest worry was that it was Raging Bolt. They were waiting on a research in hand, and then they were going to be able to boss up the Duraludon, knock that out, and then I'd literally have nothing able to play with. In this case, it's like still really bad for me because they got a lot of really good things off of that. But it's not the biggest deal in the world. They are going to be able to retreat and go Cleffa here, and that's like kind of massive. The only upside is that I'll be able to play the Archaludon down and go Iono after. There's the Pokégear. We're going to go ahead and go Archaludon. It's not super optimal to only get the one energy, but it's not the biggest deal in the world, especially if we can go Iono here, get ourselves into like another Earthen Vessel or something, and a second Archaludon. Okay, so kind of what we wanted. We'll go Earthen Vessel here, get rid of one, get ourselves 2 energy. We'll attach for turn. Rigid Band. We'll place the Archaludon down, so again, we're delaying ourselves a little bit, but it's mostly because I want to go Zom here and Regal Stance, because we have to play catch up here a little bit. If they knock out the Relicanth, that's fine with me. I'll be able to bring in our Archaludon after. The main thing is that if we give up one prize, it's not that big of a deal. We just have to make sure that we are the person getting the first attack off when it comes to like attacking into the Regidrago. There's not much that matters here, because they're gonna have to go like Lost Impact after. Pretty much the play they have to make going forward is that they have to come in right now, attack with the Phantom Dive, put the damage onto one of these, and then use Lost Impact after. But if they do that, they're going to be in a pretty rough position. Even more so if I'm able to drop the the shields. So I can bring this in. We get another Duraludon play. We can place this down. We'll go Nest Ball for Zamazenta for right now. Drop the Iono. Reset their hand a little bit. We have Night Stretcher for later. We can go flip the script. That does give us the energy we're looking for. We can pick up the Relicanth later on, which is nice. For here, we go Metal Defender. And if they go Lost Impact to knock us out, that's fine, because we get to bring in the new Archaludon, evolve onto the bench. And we'll be like good to go. They have to find new energy switches to power up if they go Lost Impact. And they're already down 1. And they won't be able to do it again. Wow, that's even worse. They needed to get rid of the ones on the active. Because I'm going to be able to come in, knock this out now. So we drop the full Metal Lab. That's step 1. We go Archaludon here. Take 2 energy. Place them onto the Archaludon. We go Night Stretcher. Grab ourselves 1 more energy. Place that down. We go flip the script. And we'll go Ultra Ball here. Get rid of these. Ooh, it's prized. Okay. That makes things a little bit worse. But for now, we go Metal Defender. Knock this out. Remove almost all the energies from play, especially the other fire energy that they did have. Take another 2 prizes. None of this is super relevant, but the boss's orders is definitely nice, especially if we can knock out this Ogerpon with the last remaining energies on it. We see an Earthen Vessel. I don't think they have any other energy to work with, which means they are going to have to find not only energy switches in the first place in order to power up the Regidrago V, but they also have to find another Superior Energy Retrieval. Removing my ability does not matter. They're going to concede after this, because this will not do enough damage to knock me out. So that's going to be the game. Yeah, again, this was a situation of our HP total being so high made it very, very difficult for them. So even here, right, they can go Superior Energy Retrieval. It's not going to knock us out. Yeah, only does 150, so we still survive regardless. We actually could do a couple different options from here, but yeah, we're just going to knock out the Ogerpon in the active, and that would be the game. They wouldn't have enough time to set up even the new Regidrago if they wanted to. But yeah, that's going to be game number 2, and we'll jump into game number 3 in a second. It's just that, like, the biggest mistake they made was using the Lost Impact, taking the energies off the ones on the bench, was really, really bad, because it's more likely than not that your Regidrago in the active is going to be KO'd, and that made it so they had no energy and, like, nothing to work with. If they had the Drago on the bench with energy, they'd still be able to bring that in and, like, actually try to mount an offense. But yeah, that's game number 2, and we'll jump into game number 3 in a second, and I'll see you guys there. Peace. Alright, we're into game number 3, and we're going to be going first. We'll see what we're up against in a moment. Unfortunately, we have to mulligan again. That sucks. We'll see what our opponent's playing, though. It could be Raging Bolt, and if it is, that is not a bad matchup for us, because very similar to the Regidrago thing, they have to expend so many resources that it actually gets pretty difficult for them to one-shot us, and if they attempt to do so, the rage that we're able to use actually becomes even better. So we'll play the Duraludon down. Unfortunately, our hand is not very good at all. Ooh, Regidrago. Or not Regidrago, what? Hydreigon. Hydreigon's actually pretty good of a matchup for us. We'll grab ourselves some energy. Throw that down. Throw the Rigid Band down. Throw a Zamazenta as well. Just to have a backup. Grab some more energy. And then on our following turn, we'll be able to go research, drop this all, get ourselves the Archaludon, start attacking, and again, make it really hard for our opponent to actually KO us. You see Dreepy. I want to be able to power this up so if they are able to KO us, especially if we get the first attack off, we do have a one prizer that can come in and revenge attack, but also it will allow us to knock out if they make like a Rotom, which they might not do from this point. Is it Crispin? Interesting choice. I wonder what the Dino... I mean, obviously it's for Hydreigon, but... Interesting they're playing Hydreigon in this build. But, I mean, that's pretty good for them, because they get the Dracloaks. There's an Ultra Ball. I'm gonna go discard another 2 energy, because I was already planning on doing that anyway. Grab myself the Archaludon. Place that down. Grab myself 2 energies. Going 1-1, so that way that's all the way powered up. Drop 1 onto the Zamazenta. Alright, cool. I'm able to go research, Duraludon. I do have a Nest Ball for later. I can hold on to the 2 Night Stretchers, and I do have a Boss's Orders. So I can go Metal Defender here, knock out the Dino. Grab myself another Night Stretcher. That's pretty good. The Boss's Orders is also nice, but we're in a position now where I can go Archaludon, take the 2 energy from my discard pile, put them onto the Zamazenta, or I can just make a whole new Archaludon, which is what I probably will do. There's the Dracbolt. I could also go Scenario here. Be the first attack in on the Dracbolt, which will put me in position, like, even if they attack back, they're not going to have an out. Which I think is my best play. Because the 60 damage is irrelevant. Okay, yeah, I think I do it like this. Two energy right here. I can pick this up. Yeah. Never mind, I think that's what I do. Bring this in. Place this down. Go Night Stretcher. Pick this up. Place the energy down. And then from here, I'll go Metal Defender. Get enough damage that they cannot KO me. I will KO them on the next attack. I have enough energy in the discard pile that I can go Archaludon. Get myself powered up if I have to. But also, I can kind of like close the game out by going Zamazenta Boss's Orders into the Rotom V. Our opponent has pretty much nothing to work with, especially if we're able to knock out the Dracopult. And if they can't replace it on this turn, we're in a really, really good position. Boss's Orders is fine by us because we do have the Switch. And even them taking the prize card doesn't matter. And we also have Night Stretcher to just get the Duraludon back, as well as the Nest Ball. So we get to bring this in. I think we'll Nest Ball here. We could go Fezandipiti, but I don't actually like having the liabilities on my bench, especially in a situation where my opponent has like pretty much nothing to work with. So we're good where we are. We go Metal Defender. We take the knockout. Grab ourselves 2 prizes. Our opponent has 2 cards in hand to work with. We have an entirely new Archaludon powered up, essentially. They still need... Yeah, they pretty much need to hit everything. They need a new Dracopult, as well as a Psychic Energy. There's an Arven. They can get them one or the other. Okay. They already had the Dracopult in hand, so this will allow them to get both of the things they were looking for. They are going to be able to knock out the Archaludon, but that doesn't really matter because they go down to 3 prizes, same as us. We get to bring in the Duraludon, make a new Archaludon where we are in the lead in terms of like health, or at least like relevant health. We can go energy down, and from here we just attack. We go Metal Defender. There's no way for them to get enough damage to knock us out. We do have Boss's Orders to pull this back up. They won't be able to attack with Hydreigon unless they would need Rare Candy Hydreigon, and the Neo Upper Energy. All on this turn. They go Nest Ball Evolution. Or sorry, Ultra. Wait. Okay. The Tricloak gets them one more card. Like. Their only way to win. No, there is no way to win. Because we go energy here onto the Zom. We knock this out. Actually, what we'll do is we'll go Nest Ball for... I mean, I guess Relicanth is fine. It's not actually what I wanted. We'll go Night Stretcher because we need one Duraludon available. That's really what this comes down to. So we have this. We have everything that we actually want. The no weakness does not matter, so we'll go Raging Hammer just for the additional damage. Not that it matters, it's just kind of cool. And then we take 2 prizes. The main thing here is that we have Boss's Orders. Now we have the Prime Catcher as well, and the Night Stretcher. So even if on their next turn, off of drawing 1 card, and then drawing 1 off the Recon, what ends up happening is that they still need Dracopult in either a Psychic Energy, which, okay, they were able to find. There's a Nest Ball to thin, or to reshuffle. Off this Recon, they need Dracopult. But they also need a way to reshuffle me. They would need a Roxanne or an Iono. Because regardless, if I have Prime Catcher or Boss's Orders available, like if I have this hand, I win no matter what. Their only play would be to Boss's Orders up the Zamazenta, attack, knock this out, and then place the remaining damage counters onto Archaludon. So they would need Boss's Orders, the Psychic Energy, which they did find, and Dracopult off 2 cards, essentially. No shot. Oh, okay. I thought they did it. I was shocked. Okay, yeah, it doesn't matter. I was about to be flabbergasted. We'll go Raging Hammer, and that's going to end the game. I was going to be shocked if they had the Dracopult in hand. Like, if they had managed to get every card they needed off 3 cards, that would have blown my mind. But, yeah, that's going to be game number 3. Pretty quick video overall, but Archaludon's actually so strong. It's just a deck that, honestly, like, I think is very, very, very good. It just kind of takes a little bit more getting used to than you would think with a deck that's kind of straightforward like this. It kind of just takes time to, like, figure out what your matchups are and, like, how you have to actually use Archaludon. Because of the fact that it can be bossed around, and so then, like, you lose out on some of your benefits. But yeah, that's gonna be it for the video, guys. Be sure to let me know what you want to see in the next video. And yeah, happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Special shout out to the channel members. I hope you guys all have a great holiday and enjoy it. And yeah, I will see you guys all in the next video. Peace.